Hello, Robin. I am just going to start your reading. I'm going to probably pull 3 cards initially and see what comes up. And then what I'll do is expound on and clarify after I pull the 3 cards, which is going to be situation, action, outcome. So that's what I'm going to do first. And, ooh, yeah, that didn't want to shuffle very nicely at all. I guess, yeah, when I said that I was gonna maybe come to Wheeling on Sunday, I didn't know about you going to court tomorrow. So now I do, so it makes sense. So we're going to ask for clarification on the court case tomorrow. So, that being said, I am going to cut the deck in half. And then we're going to pull the first 3 cards. So the first 3 cards, like I said, are going to be situation, action, outcome. Okay. And I'm going to hold them up. So situation, 2 of Wands. Action is the 4 of Swords. And everything's reversed. So you have a lot of swords. And so swords is about truth. And so when we look at your situation, we have the 2 of Wands in reverse. So the 2 of Wands is the card of self-empowerment. It's the card of being in partnership with yourself and with things that are in alignment with you in your higher self. So the 2 of Wands is normally a really good card when we're talking about like moving forward. It's Aries energy, so it's like moving forward with purpose. But when it's reversed, the reversal is that your situation is there's a total lack of power. There's a total lack of power in this situation. Yeah, you do have I guess a good reason, and you have proof, and you have all this, but right for a while there's been a lack of power. So I'm not surprised to see the 2 of Wands in reverse. That's your situation. The action is the 4 of Swords in reverse. So the 4 of Swords is the self-care card. It is the card of prayer, meditation. It's the card of intention setting. So I feel like it's imperative for you, and again, your intention obviously here is to provide her a safe environment. That is obviously your intention. But sometimes when this card is reversed, things get difficult. Things are not easy. Even though that's your intention, they're going to look up things like your past. They're going to look up things like, any kind of court problems that you've had, or, because I don't have a ton of experience with courts, but normally they will pick the biological parent over a grandparent. But that, again, this 4 of Swords in reverse, it basically is for you to remain as optimistic as you can. It's going to be difficult, though, because, again, this is the prayer meditation card. So, you can look at it as setting those intentions, trying to manifest the best possible outcome. That's what the action is saying. And again, I'm going to clarify these, so we're just going to start with the first 3 cards. Now, your outcome is not my favorite. Your outcome is the 7 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Swords is in reverse, which it's a little bit gentler when it's in reverse. This is the card of lying, cheating, stealing. I don't know if he's got some kind of, I don't think it's ace in the hole. I don't know if he has some sort of thing that he's not disclosing, that he's going to bring out in court, some sort of ammunition, something like that. But I feel like the 7 of Swords is the truth will be exposed. So, and I know you said exposed like both literally and figuratively, because you said that he was, there were some nudes and some, I think you said sex acts, so I actually like the Seven of Swords a little bit better than the upright because, this is the card of dishonesty, lying, cheating, stealing. It's also a tactical card. But when it's reversed, it's really a card of surrender. So this is why I need clarification, because is it surrendering and just allowing things to go the way they're going? Or does it mean that, he's going to surrender and just say, okay, never mind? Yeah. So I'm going to take some clarifiers because right now, your situation is a lack of control, which you already know. The action is the Four of Swords, which is like prayer, meditation, setting intentions. Why is she better off with you kind of thing, right? So it's not only setting intentions with, spirit, or, it's also setting intentions in the courtroom. She's better off with me, ... which obviously your attorney knows about. And then the outcome potentially is a surrender. Now I have to figure out if it's you surrendering or it's just muddled. It's very muddled. So I'm going to take some clarifiers. And interestingly enough, in the situation, you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So the Queen of Swords in reverse is, it's not my favorite card. It's similar to the Justice card. And sometimes when she's reversed, even though the truth is revealed, sometimes it doesn't matter. I wish I could deliver a little bit better news, but I feel like this Queen of Swords in reverse in your situation, not only do you not feel empowered, but also the Queen of Swords in reverse is, the truth is not black and white. Now, again, what you discovered on her tablet, not good. But there's probably other reasonings for them to keep her with the biological father, even though this is an emergency hearing. I feel like this Queen of Swords is that justice isn't always fair. That's the situation. That's not the action. I do like the Seven of Cups in your action. So remember, you had the Four of Swords in reverse, which is the card of prayer, meditation, setting intentions, kind of like, making sure that, what your intentions are for having her come stay with you. Obviously, it's to get her away from that negative influence and hopefully provide her with a more stable home. And we have the Seven of Cups, which the Seven of Cups is, there's a lot of emotional choices here. I think, if anything, it's going to be something like, and I say this because I think it's going to be, I don't know if you're going to be honest, these cards aren't really telling me that you're absolutely going to get custody. I think there's going to be some sort of negotiation with the Two of Cups. They're going to try to figure out the best possible scenario. And I feel like this Seven of Cups, there's both good and bad with this. I think that potentially they're not going to give either one of you custody. I think that's a potential. That's unfortunately, or you guys are going to have to the same thing. Maybe you'll get more visitation, but I don't think they're going to give you sole custody. That's just, there is some sort of negotiation here with the Two of Cups. I do like the Two of Cups, but it's, it's highly emotional. It feels like there's some disappointment. Now, I'm going to see what the obstacles are, because, Judgment. Okay. So in your situation, we have the King of Wands in reverse, which is him. King of Wands in reverse is somebody who's super toxic, manipulative, very self-absorbed, narcissistic, very self-absorbed, very selfish. That's the obstacle here. That's the obstacle of, he's the biological parent, unfortunately. And so the obstacle here is to realize that, for the courts to realize that giving custody to him is going to be setting her up for failure. So again, that's just the situation. The action, though, is the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is the card of freedom, and I think, like in this scenario, I feel like the Eight of Swords in reverse is, I don't know. I feel I like the Eight of Swords. It's coming out of a period of getting unstuck from something. But when it's reversed, there's a freedom here, and I don't know if it's a freedom that comes out of some sort of negotiation, because your outcome is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is the card of second chances. I like it, but I feel like it's not going to be sole custody. I feel like, if anything, they're going to either keep it the same, or they're really going to revisit whether either of you are going to get custody. Um, yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Judgment card can be somewhat of a harsh card. It can be a card of obviously going through and having your, being judged, which is basically what's happening. I do like it upright, but it's your obstacle. It's the card of second chances. And when it's an obstacle, it doesn't feel like, and I hate it. I was hoping to deliver better news for you, but it feels like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this means that they're going to really revisit, I would hate to see her being put into the system. It just, the Seven of Swords reversed, where there's like a surrender kind of energy in this Judgment card, which again is the card of second chances in the outcome. It feels like that's the obstacle, is to get a second chance at this. And I don't know. I'm not real excited about it. I mean, if anything, I think the best case scenario that you're looking at is them just giving you more visitation, I think it feels like, but I don't know. I'm not super hopeful. I wish that I could be a little bit more hopeful. The fact that I got the Judgment at the very, 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 very end as the obstacle, the Judgment, sometimes the Judgment is yes, it gives us second chances, and I would love it if it was in a different position. But the fact that I pulled it to say, okay, what's the deal here? What's the obstacle here? And the obstacle is second chances. And I feel like they are hesitant to give her back to you fully. And again, I'm not sure why. So I don't know. I do wish you luck. I mean, I don't totally hate the spread. I do feel that they might up the visitation, but I just don't like the way the cards, are. So let me know what happens, and yeah.